It is a balmy 50 degrees here at the end of January. There is snow in the mountains, and normally we have a foot down here. There's nothing down here. I'm going to clean up along the edge of this canal here. And just a second ago, and then once I clean up with the edge of the canal, I'm going to take this mulch, basically a bunch of wood chips, and put it all along the side over there so that it try to keep the weeds down. And my wild ducks, when I came walking over the bridge here, I saw them down there somewhere. They are right there. So I'm going to leave them alone. They're probably confused by this warm weather here too. They're not usually here until March or April. I'm going to use the that landscape rake to get rid of all that brush and stuff that's inside of the inside of that canal over there. And the reason I'm going to use the landscape rake, and I can't use anything else because I'm all set up for winter. Although the only time I needed to use that plow was one time. I might as well have not even put it on this year, but I'm not going to take it off now. Probably will get something a little later on. Have you ever done a video and then realized you didn't have the camera turned on? Okay, so this is take 2, and I'm practiced up for it. What I wanted to do is quickly go over the ability to have this bracket, which holds on the plow, attached simultaneously with this bracket that holds on the mower deck, and that bracket attaches to either end. You know, holds in. When you drive over the deck, it just scoops that deck right up. Okay, and it sort of goes up. It just sort of goes up here like this and attaches in. All right, and it goes on the inside of the frame, so it goes on this side over here. Now I could see having both mounted simultaneously, right? Because this bracket that holds the lawnmower blade on, it would stick down below this bracket easily enough for the lawnmower thing to attach in. But because it's mounted on the inside, there'd be no way for me to get this thing on, the plow on. All right, so I could have both brackets on, I believe, but it would only be functional for the lawnmower because there'd be no way for this thing to attach if this thing was on. So that's what I'm thinking, is that I can attach both brackets, but I can't attach both attachments. I can only have both brackets on and use the mower deck, and then when I wanted to attach the plow, that bracket would have to come off, unless I'm thinking about it wrong. So it'd be great if anybody could correct me on that, because I heard that you can do that a couple of times, and I think I tried it one time and realized that I couldn't get this attachment on with that thing, with that bracket there. Sorry for if I'm being confusing. Alright, just so you know, I'm standing here, my strawberries are over there, And you can see here in the middle of this ditch, I've got all this growth that I want to get cleared out of there. So I've never tested out the time lapse feature of this camera, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see if I'm going to set you up somewhere and see if I can get a good angle on what I'm doing and turn on the time lapse. So I just noticed something on this. When they installed this little backhoe hydraulic fitting right here, it just doesn't seem right. You know, you see how it, if I back up a little bit here, hopefully you can sort of see how that it goes around down like that, and then back up here. I've always kind of been worried about it hitting the tire, but now I'm even more worried about it, how it's getting right down in this 3-point hitch assembly, right? So when I lift this 3-point hitch assembly, this hose is going up with it. Which just doesn't seem right. I think that it's installed incorrectly. I think this thing needs to be coming out more at a 90-degree angle here. Instead of going straight down, it should be coming out this way and coming above the tire and held up, maybe just sort of held up in place right up in here or something, because it just doesn't. It just seems kind of dangerous, you know. I mean, not dangerous from the standpoint of somebody's going to get hurt unless somebody's standing right by it, but it's dangerous in terms of it's going to get pinched and wear out. Alright, well that's good for now. It is, believe it or not, that's you probably can't see it so well on the camera, but it's a pretty good difference. I mean, you couldn't even see right down in there. From your perspective, I think that clump of weeds right there, which is on the other side, it was probably disturbing the progress that I was making in terms of your ability to actually see the progress that was made. But if you look down here, the only, well, the bulk of the weeds that were from on this side of the ditch have been pulled back. There's some right in there that I missed, but I'll get that a little bit later in spring. Seems like spring right now. It's just so weird. There is snow over here. Snow right along over there. Anyway, and I will wait for us later on in spring. I'll take some of this this stuff and I'll just spread it all the way out along there to help keep all of the unwanted growth down. By the way, I know you're tired of looking at my strawberries. Here they are, January. End of January. These evergreen things are sure as heck true to their name. You know, these things usually all went brown, but you know what a few degrees of climate warming will do, or global warming, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they are definitely green. Okay, over and out. Alright, well I fixed it. I think that's fixed anyway. I think that's fixed. I just loosened this bolt here. Twisted it up this way. I disconnected that, twisted it up this way. Tightened it back up. Plug that in, and I like the way that sits a lot better. It's got good clearance from the tire, and it's well out of the way of the 3-point hitch. So, voila. And the hydraulic, that's where you put in the hydraulic oil, that cap is made out of plastic. I absolutely hate that cap. It threads down into some steel threads, but the cap has been somehow sort of cross-threaded, you know, and the steel threads have sort of just torn apart that plastic cap. I've got a metal one in the house, and I keep on forgetting to bring it out, so I'm going to remember to bring it out for sure next time. So, alright, that's the end of this video.